Hey guys, and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're looking at the game Periodic, a game of the elements from Genius Games.
In this game, players are racing to collect sets of elements in order to build specific molecules or sets of elements.
Periodic is a 2 to 5 player set collection and strategic movement game, and it's coming to Kickstarter, so let's take a look at it.
To set up the game, shuffle each stack of goal cards and place them near the board with the top card flipped and the corresponding tokens stacked.
Place one matching goal cube on the elements from each goal card, and place one energy token on each periodic trend.
Arrange the element group cards in a semicircle on either side of the board.
Each player takes their colored tokens. The first player places one marker on the first group card, the second player on the third card, and the third player on the fifth, and so on.
Each player places their flask on the element with the lowest atomic number from the element group that their token is on.
The first player takes 3 energy, the second 4, and so on.
Everyone places a marker on the beginning of the academic achievement track, and then you're ready to begin.
On their turn, players can either gain all the energy from one trend and move up to 5 spaces in that direction,
Or they can spend 1 energy to move up to 5 spaces, and then they can do as many movements as they'd like by spending 2 energy per trend.
anytime they end a movement on an element shown on a goal, they place one of their markers on that element on the goal card.
Once they're finished moving, they can score any goal cards they have completed and take a corresponding bonus action token.
Other players whose markers are already on the card also gain points.
If a player ends his turn in the element group located on the next card in the circle, they can move to that card and move up on the academic achievement track, which will give them victory points at the end of the game.
Once 2 piles of the goal cards are depleted, the game ends and the player with the most points wins.
So we're looking at a game that's really based on heavy-duty, gritty scientific principles, but actually is a board gamer's game. We played a number of games from Genius Games, and they all have this really great mix of being like perfectly accurate on the scientific scale and you know, when it comes to information and knowledge, but also having really great game mechanics that make the game enjoyable to play. And I'm pretty sure they actually make me smarter while I'm playing them.
As a homeschool mom, I appreciate having games that I can pull out with my kids and that they are learning stuff that they need to be learning anyway for school. And so but we're having fun doing all of that.
Yeah, in the game you've got a lot of different options to choose from. You've got this huge periodic board to work with and move your characters on. You've got some great little wooden bits, and all of it just kind of makes sense, even though like when you just first look at it, it's like, is this a science class? What am I doing? In the game, I've really enjoyed it. We've played it with a couple different player counts, and being able to just like beat everybody else to that goal card and snatch away the higher victory points before they can get to it, being able to move around that advancement track on the outside edge. There's a lot of just different things to weigh on your turn when you've only got so many tokens to pay with and so many spaces that you need to move.
Yeah, one thing we didn't mention was how to actually do your movement on the turn. There's the 5 trends to choose from, and for the atomic number, you're actually just moving up and down on the atomic number on the specific elements. So on the grid, hydrogen starts at 1 and helium is at 2, so you can jump all the way across the board, and then you can wrap around to number 3, and so those are the only ways that you can actually jump across the sides of the board with the atomic number. All the other ones follow a grid movement on the board, so you can't jump around on sides, but they do follow specific principles that are underlying in the periodic table itself, like moving down and right increases in the atomic mass, and moving up and left decreases atomic mass.
And only being able to move orthogonally in the game and getting that count just right to make sure you end up right where you want to be is pretty cool. There's also just a ton of eye candy in this game. So you've got the table with all the numbers and symbols on it. You've also got the goal cards, and those are each something that you could make. So some of them are things like water or salt. Other things are like alloys, and so you're trying to collect those specific elements in order to put together your goal cards. and ultimately win the game.
Yeah, I actually appreciate the goal cards. That's something that it's expected of you to learn in chemistry class, either in the junior high level or in high school level. And sometimes it's hard to remember all those things, but when you're playing a game, it's easier to pick up and they're more fun to learn.
They are, for sure. If it sounds like something that you might enjoy, check out Periodic on Kickstarter now. And then thank you guys for subscribing to our channel and watching our videos. We always appreciate that, and we'll have another one for you guys coming soon. Like combinations of elements in order to form specific magical things, specific molecules, magical molecules, dungeons, science.